Hey, thanks for calling the Beards and Sundries Market. You've reached Jay. Leave a message after the tone.
It's your old buddy Todd from DC who has not called in quite a while, and I apologize for that. I have a few comments on this week's issue. I mean, not issue, but podcast. Sorry, I work for a magazine, so I'm always thinking about issues, and it's weekly, and so there's many issues. Anyway, about souvenirs that you pick up. When I was a child growing up, we lived in England, and when we went to different countries, my parents would always buy a spoon that had the crest of the certain country on it. And usually they were very elaborate and things. And there was a, a little holder that you would put on the wall that you could collect the spoons and hang them and everything. And I love those things. I still have them. And also about the gingers. Let's talk about the gingers, Jay and Anthony. My husband, who is a ginger, doesn't look like it from his facial features right now because we're both 55 and gray. But let's just say that down low, he's still ginger. It's easy for him to be knocked out, but I've got to say that he does not feel any pain. He can go out in the garden and work for hours and come back in. There might be a rusty nail in his foot. There could be rose thorns that have torn his flesh apart and he's bleeding profusely and he just does not fucking feel a thing. And I have to basically put him in a peroxide shower and get tweezers out and pull or wrenches or something to pull the nails out of his feet. I don't know if you guys are that way or not, but anyway, um it's nice to know there are other gingers out there with different constitutions than the rest of us normal people. So, love you guys. Another great show. Bye bye.
You'll be sorry, you fools! You idiots!
Ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
I don't know about you, Miss Kitty, but I feel so much yummier.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it.
And welcome back.
Hi, hello.
Welcome back to season 6, episode 13, I think, of Beards and Sundries.
That's right. Lucky number 13. It is the 13th lunch break of season 6 here at Beards and Sundries, the shop where 3 gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry in each episode.
My name is Jay, and Anthony, how are you today? Oh, wait, sorry, wrong podcast.
I'm Anthony, and I accidentally leaked photos of my dog's penis on the internet, and I got sued by J.G. Wentworth.
877 cash now.
That's a structured settlement? Oh, okay.
I have a
Structured something.
And I need cash now.
And I'm Joe, and typos weren't as commonplace with T9 texting, just saying. And that means that today's sundries are texting misadventures. Beardos, the 3 of us have had experience with cell phones since secondary school, and all 3 of us even worked in the telecommunications with cellular devices, and we all have gone through many trials and tribulations. So today we thought we would chat about them. After the break, we're going to share some fun jokes and memes that we found related to this week's topic. And after the commercial, we've got something on TV to check out this week, and a good old Beardo submitted sundry to round us out. But before we send a typo through Siri in our car, how about this week's voicemail? Nailed it.
Todd, have you had a medical condition checked? Because I can still feel when I'm being, stabbed.
I will say there are times that if I'm, working on something, if I'm either, working on something in the garden or outside, or if I'm working on something around the house, that I will fully cut myself and not know until later when I see the blood.
You know, that is a good point. I have like sliced my skin open and not even noticed until I looked down. I'm like, what are these fucking red blotches? And I guess I am pouring blood. Huh.
Yep.
Fuck.
Oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with you both?
It was like when I cut this part of my thumb off. Remember when I cut that part of my thumb off and I thought it was the other hand and I was like holding it because I crushed my finger and I was like, oh no, I crushed my finger. And I looked and like I realized that it was this thumb that was bleeding and I didn't even notice it because I actually like crushed my other finger at the same time and I fully had like a piece of my thumb missing.
I'll never forget the time that like I was washing dishes in a sink and a glass broke on me and it like jabbed and took skin off. And I looked up and I was like, well, that's interesting. I'm not bleeding. And then I like looked at it for a while and I'm like, it took some skin off. And then out of the blue, like blood just starts pouring out of it. And I'm like,
Tarantino style.
Yeah. And I was helping my friends move and they didn't have very many the means to stock up on medical supplies. And so I'm like, do you guys have Band-Aids? And they're like, no. And I'm like, so I need something. And they were like, okay. And so I ended up just like wrapping my hand in a paper towel and driving down to the Walmarts. And I like literally walked into Walmart with a huge wad of paper towels wrapped around my hand buying like a first aid kit.
It's funny you say that because what I cut part of my thumb off on was our oven that we have now. And Joe was like, are you sure we don't need to go to urgent care or something? I was like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'd like wrapped it up in like, just like this giant wad of, I think, paper towels or something and like taped it because it kept bleeding through. And we still installed the oven that day.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't do anything.
Now I permanently don't have any feeling right here.
Yeah, I am completely scarred right here.
Yeah.
There's a big old C where it almost took off a whole bunch of skin.
Yeah, it used to bother the fuck out of me because I play video games all the time and it would be weird. It felt weird whenever I would like use the joystick or press buttons, but now I just don't notice it.
I remember my senior year, I was using a razor for prom to shave, and I ended up taking out like a chunk of my face because, that was the era when they were like, the Mach 200, it's got 200 blades. And so
700 blades.
Yeah.
And it's like this long, and you're like swiping it down your face.
And it literally took like a full chunk of that full blade out of my face, and I was just pouring blood, but it didn't hurt. But I couldn't get to stop bleeding, and I was home by myself, so I called Grandma, and I was like, what do I do? And she goes, pour flour on it. That'll help it coagulate.
You're going to make some cookies and get some butter and some brown sugar.
You put a little bit of Vicks on the bottom of your feet and put your socks on and it'll be fine.
Did you dice up some onions and put it with some honey in your socks?
And then you're like, Grandma, your voice sounds weird. And she's like, no, don't worry about it. We're just cooking. I mean, I'm just telling you how to feel better. And then you hear muffled like, in the background.
Shut up!
Because the witch took over your grandma's house and she's going to eat you. Like,
I thought it was like the big bad wolf.
Maybe that too.
Like in the story.
No, it's just, oh God. I can't even think of anything funny.
Oh, Grandma, your bussy is so gaping.
Oh, Grandma, what a big camel toe you have.
Oh, Grandma, your voice is so different. Shut up! Fuck off, you little
Grandma,
bitch.
your Adam's apple is so big.
Good Lord. Oh, Grandma, how lupine you look today.
Thanks, Todd.
Your tits are so saggy.
Thanks, Todd.
Yeah, I don't have a bra.
Oh my God. So my grandma also has some of those spoons that you're talking about. And like, they've got the little crests on them. She collects those and she collects salt and pepper shakers, and bells was the other thing she used to like the bell that you ring.
Yeah. We did collect bells because I remember loving them. And one time being sick and thinking I would ring it to get Mom's attention. And after
Good
like
Lord.
2 or 3 times she took it and she's like, that's not going to work.
And you gave her the Bible and said, this isn't going to work either.
I set her down and
back
I'm like,
a nudie magazine, like a booby, booby
A
magazine.
booby
Like,
magazine.
this isn't gonna work. Yeah, because I had to specify that.
Whoa, those booby magazines.
I know, it's like a Playboy. I don't even know what they're called anymore.
I'm like 5
Booby
years.
Monthly. Big
I'm like 5
Mommy
years old.
Milkers Monthly. Just gazungas galore.
I'm like 5 years
Big
old.
pussy bitches.
Big pussy bitches.
Backdoor Sluts 9. I haven't seen the first 8. I'll be so behind.
Backdoor Sluts 9.
Oh my god!
First one. Oh my god.
You see, when 9 strangers really love each other.
How did you know, Randy?
Well, thank you, Todd. We appreciate
Yeah,
you.
thanks, Todd.
Yes, thanks, Todd.
But Joe, do you think I can find any I don't know, classified information in my text thread?
You can, but at the Beards and Sundries Market, we redact only the personal information.
Oh,
But-
fuck. It's JD Vance again texting me.
God damn it. He's just sending emojis.
Which horribly doctored photo is his profile picture now?
I love the ones where his head's like super big and his face is small, like the little bits.
And the giant Jerry curl hair. Those are the best ones.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, God, I love that.
But if you guys are new to the show and you're wondering just what the hell a sundry is, the term comes from an old English word meaning odds and ends. Now today, it's used mainly in retail as a way to group together items that don't typically have a group of their own. So, as 3 messaging gay men with beards, we are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover.
Wowzers.
Wow. Incredible.
Incredible!
You didn't send that on accident.
Speaking of, have you guys received any classified information recently in text?
Not recently.
The only ones I'm getting that look weird are saying like amazon.co.nz.uk, click here for your $300 gift card. Make sure to click here now. Don't worry about the typos. Click here.
Oh,
Yeah,
see,
I
I'm
got-
getting the
I-
Easy Pass toll that's overdue and that I'm going to be
Oh,
fine.
that
and all
one
that
is
stuff.
great.
And it's
I
really
got that one
nice
last week.
because it comes from like the Philippines international code, and I'm just like, I'm convinced.
And I have like a Pike Pass, so I don't do that.
Yeah. I'm not
I
that
think the-
easy.
I think the reason they're using Easy Pass is because it covers the most states, so it's the most potential victims.
That makes
It
sense.
covers like Easy Pass is like 9 or 10 states, I think.
I also don't have any classified information from JD Vance, but I got a lot of emails from Hillary Clinton.
They're her emails? But her emails.
Oh no, this email's just butter.
At the inner signature line, it says, no, not from the server in my basement.
She keeps signing off as Hill Dog, and I don't know what that's about. But...
Location, Cedar Hills.
Oh, Cedar Rapids?
Oh, Cedar Rapids, damn it.
Cedar Hills? Where's Cedar Hills? Just
I don't
chilling
know.
in Cedar Rapids.
Cedar Hills.
With her fucking
Like an
cup, Hillary
upstate.
Clinton.
Is that like a really fine neighborhood in Edmond, Oklahoma?
Unfortunately, I have maybe not leaked, classified information, but I have leaked other things via text message and messenger and accidentally sent things before.
Oh, leaking is right.
Ooh, a little bit more than that, but oh my god, I think I'm gonna wait to decide because this story is so juicy, and I just want the viewers
Literally
to have to wait for it.
It's so juicy, it's starting to leak.
It is. Like I said, it does a little more than that.
Like the blood raining onto Oren Ishii's face from her mother's corpse on the bed above. These are the stories of our juice.
These are the stories of our gays.
These are the texting misadventures of me sending things I shouldn't to people I shouldn't.
I mean, I have one vivid moment in high school where I remember having a conversation with someone about somebody else that I was like, she's just not mature, blah, 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 blah. Sent it directly to her.
Oh Oh my god! Did it have her name in it?
Yes.
I was like, was it one of those moments where you could like recover and be like, I'm talking about this other bitch?
Nope.
Escándalo.
It was me. It was me having a. I had to have a come to Jesus moment with her and make it sound like she needed to know this, and then I was just like, God, you're an asshole. And that is what taught me to learn how to pay the fuck attention and get on my app social. Oh, this would have been 2007, 2008.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah,
That
I
makes
believe
sense.
that Jay back then would have done that.
When I was still T9 texting with my flip phone, because it was quite a novel of information.
Man, you did that all on T9?
Fuck
That's
yeah.
impressive.
I was fantastic with T9.
Yeah, I got pretty quick at it too. It really was a skill.
It was. Once you caught on to kind of the rhythm of it and where it was predicting things, that was...
You could do it without even looking.
Yeah, I could text and drive safer than ever because I never looked at my phone.
By ever, do you mean since you started driving a motor vehicle on the roads?
No, also before then. I used to text and drive when I was in the womb.
Move, Mom. Hey, there's no womb for that here.
Beep beep, and then she has to get up and go pee.
It's just Jay driving through Houston through 16-lane traffic, and he's just
driving. You're just sitting in that traffic, bitch.
Not Jay. He's going. He's doing like what we saw whenever we were heading down to Galveston, just going off the road, like onto the shoulder, into like the ravine, back onto the service road, all the way up to the stop sign, just back and forth, over and over.
Whenever Jay's on a busy freeway, it looks like when people are playing Rocket League and the cars are like blasting off and going in all different directions and flying around everywhere.
Hey, I learned to drive from Grand Theft Auto.
No, don't let them win, Jay. I can't let them say it influenced us. We're never going to get GTA 6.
They're not winning because I don't shoot people while I'm driving. So, obviously.
Oh. See, I stopped the car first.
And I've yet to kill a hooker with my car, at least. So,
in real life,
well, that he's aware of. He's hit a few people, but occupation, we don't know.
I always get out and I'm like, "What do you do?"
Don't say hooker. Don't say hooker.
I pride myself on not killing hookers with a car.
I always love in GTA 3 too, like how they never animated any kind of animation inside the car when you pick up a prostitute. So if you look at the front view of the car, they're literally just both sitting, and the car is shaking, and they're just sitting there like this.
I love that.
And I mean that kind of explains my sexual techniques and prowess in bed too. So I appreciate that.
I was imagining Jay hits someone and gets out of his car real fast. He's like, "What do you do? Don't say hooker. Don't say hooker." And the guy's like, "I'm Nelson Mandela." And he goes, "Oh, thank God."
Just drive back over him and leave.
He's like, "Why were you in my way? I just got this transmission replaced."
And I was on the sidewalk. What were you doing on the sidewalk?
Oh, God. No, I don't know. I haven't like mistext a lot in my life. I did once send the word one sex to my boss, but I was trying to say sec, and my phone autocorrected it, and I hit send, and it was to my boss in Stillwater, Joe, my boss who was Joe, and I texted him, and I was like, one sex, and I was like, I meant
two sex.
I can't believe that just happened to me.
Sorry, I'm describing
red
my
sex.
night. Blue sex.
Fun, stinky dinky.
But yeah, from my mistake in high school, I really learned a lot from that. But I will say, as I age, I can't tell if it's I text worse, or if autocorrect has gotten worse, because my fucking autocorrect screws me over a lot now.
Mine does too.
And so does Siri.
I hate that it does that thing where you can get like 2 or 3 words past a word and then it autocorrects a word.
Yeah.
That
I'm like, we've moved on from that.
That makes me
like,
way
I'm not on
more
that word
mad.
anymore. Because it'll change the word back, and I'm not looking at that anymore, bitch.
No, I'm past it.
I am moving on.
I
should not
read
have to
too
proofread
quickly.
this
I don't
shit.
read terms and conditions.
Well, and then on top of that, you like use Siri in the car and stuff like that. And worst ever. I mean, it's so handy to use her, but fuck, when she can't catch what you're saying, it's so annoying.
But Jay, are you using her for a handy?
No, maybe that's why. Maybe she's like bitter. Why have you never used me sexually?
I want to give you an old fashioned.
I want to give you a rusty trombone.
That's when the shake weight in the cup holder looks at him. He's like, "Don't even think about it, bitch."
Oh, that reminds me. I've got a scheduled appointment to get the car detailed tomorrow. Yay! Anyways,
that reminded you of that?
Yeah, a cup holder.
Oh, okay. I do have to schedule an appointment for an oil change on Saturday, so I'm glad you said that.
Where was I going with that? There was something else I was going to say regarding that. Oh, so my other biggest complaint with Siri right now is in the car. I'll like be talking and just in the blue, she'll be like, "Okay, it says." And I'm like, I haven't even fucking finished my sentence yet.
Yeah.
I did not leave a gap.
That happened to me today, and it happens if I deign to take a breath while I'm trying to compose a message. And Siri's like, all right, this is what you want to say? And I'm like, fuck, hang on.
Like, what is going on? I haven't even, like, I ended a sentence and was starting the next with no gap. And she's just like, okay, this is what it says. And I'm like, what?
I'm like, well, there's more if you'd like to hear the rest. If you'd like the rest of this breaking news exclusive for the people.
And then you're like watching me, what the fuck? And I'm like hitting the screen like, cancel, cancel.
So, yeah, and then I'm in the car and I'm like, hey, Siri, take a message. Dear Life Cereal, where do you get off?
By now you'll see that I'm
speaking ironically and have nothing but good things to say.
Then you look down, you've just been drawing pictures.
Yeah, I don't know, that has been annoying me too, but I also have to like really be careful in the car and like enunciate, because Lord knows I'm prone to a few Oklahoma-isms, and I'm also prone to like getting like, because I've got that severe underbite, so sometimes I get a little slur in my stuff, and yeah, it just comes out wrong. I don't know.
Well,
so I have to like compose messages like 4 or 5 times, and then I get mad, and then I just text and drive.
Exactly. That happens. Or I also sometimes just get really tired because I'm trying to express something exciting, but I'm just trying to make Siri hear it. So I'm like, that's the most exciting thing I've ever heard! Exclamation point. I hope you feel great! Exclamation point. Blah, 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 comma, blah, 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 comma, period.
It's literally this new modern version of a telegram.
I'm imagining you are driving in your car and you get a message from Joe and I, and it's some sort of joke or nonsense bullshit like we always text, but it's you, and like Siri says, would you like to respond? And you say yes, and then he goes, what would you like to say to Joe and Anthony? And you go, skull emoji. Skull emoji.
No.
Skull emoji. Skull emoji.
I have 2
skull
comments
emoji.
to that.
Skull emoji. Skull emoji.
It wasn't that funny, Anthony. Get over yourself. No,
you said like 8 the other day.
I don't remember what it was, but I remember just thinking it hit the spot perfectly. It was funny. But I hate it when Siri like reads it out and then she's like, do you want to respond? Boom. And I'm like, yes. And then it does nothing. And I'm like, yes. And she's like, okay.
But I hate whenever you do it and then it says like, she'll be like, do you want to respond? And you say no. And then it'll say, your response says no.
I love how helpful she is until she's not, and then it just makes me irate. Oh, well, my response to you usually with Siri is, she's like, do you want to respond? I'm like, yes. Say, ha 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 ha. And then she goes, ha 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 ha.
That sounds about right. Okay,
Yep.
That's good to know.
I just love how bland I respond to everything in the car until she messes something up. And then I'm like, what the fuck? No!
I feel like when I'm in the car is when I'm trying to send the most complex messages. And so I'm having to like narrate this fucking...
Yes!
Yeah, oh my god.
But god damn it, I don't want to have a fucking phone call.
Don't you dare goddamn call me.
The only time I call is if it's an emergency, like today when I'm out of Diet Dr. Pepper and I forgot to ask Joe to get some from work. And then I call and I say, Are you still at work by chance? I mean, Dr. Pepper.
My best friend, will fake whenever we have to call each other. We'll always answer like, "Hello," like we're always really sweet with a phone call.
What's your favorite millennial phone call?
What's your favorite porno movie?
7 days until you get a
Seven
real phone
sucks.
call.
7 days in the glory hole.
7 calls to set a doctor's appointment.
God. Phone calls.
Fuck them. Because I will
Just
fuck them. Because I would much rather accidentally send pictures of my ass and penis to anyone than make a phone call.
Yep, that's right. You heard it here first.
The nurse just gets a text message and it's your ass.
And she's like, I'll schedule you for 4.
That will not be the first ass she's had on that phone screen, I assure you.
No, it's not. It's probably from like family members and friends. Like, does this look weird to you?
It's just their whole asshole.
I'm pretty sure it looks like you got an ass job done with cock from fucking Lowe's.
Home Depot. That's the power of the Home Depot.
That's the power of a Pine Sol bottle, baby.
Oh my god. And on that note, do you guys think it's time for a break?
Probably wouldn't
I sure
hurt.
do.
Let's take a break, and when we get back, Jay and Joe will read me funny messages from the internet that I did not bother to look up.
If you want some fun new clothing and want to support a small business, check out hunkytops.com, the queer, Latino-owned clothing site. Beards and Sundries will get you 10% off your first order with the code SUNDRIES at checkout. You can order above 3XL, you just need to hit the contact button and they'll work with you. Again, check out hunkytops.com. Explore their styles and wear your pride. Use Sundries at checkout for 10% off your first order.
You're listening to the Beards and Sundries podcast. The podcast rated 5 out of 6 balls.
And we're back from break.
Oh.
Why are you sad about that?
Oh, I was laughing at Joe wrapping up his chips.
Crinkling up the chips. I want those, though. I am going to get those later. Just
chips
you wait.
do sound good.
So I hear you guys have looked up text messages that other people have sent that are mistakes.
So I don't know what Joe looked up. I know that I looked up damn you autocorrect messages, which used to be such a big deal in like the early 2010s.
Yeah.
With the original iPhones.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of these screenshots I'm seeing are from too.
Yes, and this is when autocorrect was weirdly better.
Yeah.
Like it messed up and it was funny, and now it just terribly messes up.
Yeah, I pulled up one that has always been one of my favorites. I forgot about it until I actually searched for these again, and then it was the first one that popped up for me.
Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
Okay,
you should go.
Okay, so it is a text thread between two people, of course, and the first person says, "You would not believe the day I had. I devoured a baby in a cab." And the person responds, "You what?" All in caps. And they said, "Ha! Oh God! Delivered! This phone, I swear." And then they said, "OMG, wow, boy or girl?" And they replied, "Gorilla." And then, "Girl!" All in caps.
But what if it was a gorilla?
It could have been. So the one I did was between two people, and it's a kid and her mom. And the first person says, "Are you hungry?" Which is mom. And the other one says, "Starving." And then mom says, "I thought you might be. There's a huge surprise waiting for you in the kitchen. It's your favorite. Love, Mom." And then the other person responds, "I hope it's your shaved pussy." Oh my God. Please don't read that last text. It's the worst autocorrect of my life. I meant pork. Shaved pork. I'm so sorry, Ma. Mom.
I've got another one here. This is between two girls that are packing for a trip. The first girl says, "Are you packing a sweatshirt? Do you think we'll need one?" And then the other girl responds, I'm bringing 2. My camel toe is huge, so I'm just cramming as much as I can in there. The first person responds with a shocked face, of course. And then they respond, all in caps, my camo tote, OMG, ha 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 ha. That is the last straw with autocorrect. And then the first and they respond, the straw that broke the camel toe's back, LMAO.
Here's one that I found because I bothered to look this up just now. This message says, hi, this is Randy. I saw your penis for sale on Craigslist. Is it still available? If so, I would like to come take it for a test drive tonight sometime. Hi, Randy. I'm selling a Prius. Is that what you meant? Yes, apologies. New phone. Well, it's Craigslist, so you never know.
I was going to say, that's just Jay texting somebody. Is your penis for sale, Toots?
Why, yes.
Let me rent that thing out. Take it out in my Studebaker.
Good Lord.
I love this one. Good morning. You are beautiful and amazing. I love you and dream about the Führer. Oh my God, future.
Have you guys ever seen that one where, well, there was a trend going on for a couple years, I think, where kids would change certain words in their predictive text in their parents' phones to say something else?
Yes, I love those.
It was this one girl whose name, I think her name was Emily, and she changed her mom's phone. Instead of saying laundry or chores or dishes, anytime her mom would type that word, it would change it in her phone to throw it back. So her mom sent her a message and it was like, Emily, when you get home, can you throw it back? And then she's like, Mom, WTF? And she's like, no, I meant throw it back. And then, Emily, what is going on? I mean to say throw it back. And she's like, wow, Mom, chill.
Love those. So I finally found it. I had to look up. It's for some reason it's one of my favorites, and it's between a boss and an employee. And it says, "Hi Jan, are you coming to the meeting at 4?" Jan says, "I'll be there." Boss says, "Great. Please meet me in my office at 3:30 so we can have a brief cunnilingus beforehand."
Good Lord. What a mistake.
And
Oh my God.
Her worker's like, "Excuse me?" And she goes, "I have no words. I typed conference and my phone changed it. I'm so sorry."
Was that back when
Just
autocorrect was getting habits from what you were searching and typing more often?
I'm pretty positive that was at the time. Like, it was focused on what you used more
like
often.
learning and adapting.
First of all, who uses the word cunnilingus?
I don't know. You got 30 minutes for that meeting?
Excuse me, Joe.
Come on back for a quick cunnilingus.
Sure, Jan.
Why does it got to be quick?
That's funny. That's funny. I never did any cunnilingus at school.
Jan never comes in early for cunnilingus at home.
Jan never has a second round of cunnilingus.
Just briefly. Jesus.
This is so out of control. I love how we're using cunnilingus and airplane references.
You're welcome.
Excuse me, sir. Are you a cunnilingus? Yes, I'm a cunnilingus.
Stewardess, I think the man sitting next to me is a cunnilingus.
Stewardess, I speak cunnilingus.
No, you don't.
It's Leslie Nielsen, and he just takes a whole woman off his face.
They would do it, too. They would totally do that.
That's right, I'm a cunnilingus.
Billy, have you ever seen a grown man do cunnilingus?
Oh, that's for real. And that is the end of show clip.
Wow.
Oh my God. Oh, ow. It hurts from laughing that hard.
Does your face hurt?
Not
Cause
yet.
it's killing me.
Whoa! get sent to the Shadow Realm, noob.
Sure can.
But do you guys think it's time for a commercial?
Yes. And I'm excited to see what you came up with.
And now for a word from our sponsor, Jay's Autocorrect.
Hey Siri, with the all-new Jay's Autocorrect, will you text the group chat? Hey y'all, we're about to start a big-ass war because every other country is pathetic.
Sending your text now.
Sir, we just got a text from Washington. In a group chat? It says they're starting a war because all other countries are pathetic.
Jesus Christ, that entire country is pathetic right now.
Hey Siri, with the all-new Jay's Autocorrect, send another text to the group chat that says, also, I think my cat is really cool.
Sending your text now.
Sir, we got another group chat from America. It says, I think my cunnilingus is really cool.
Man the battle stations, the war is on! Man your battle stations, America wants to perform cunnilingus on us. Man your battle stations, America wants to perform cunnilingus on us.
So try the all-new Jay's Autocorrect for your phone today. It'll turn your hello into helicopter, your thanks into tennis, and your see you soon into soup. Jay's Autocorrect. Because our current administration's already gonna fuck you over, so why shouldn't my autocorrect? Jay's Autocorrect. I guarantee you're gonna be cunnilingus satisfied. Don't forget to subscribe to the show so you get a notification every time we drop a new episode.
Anyways.
What can we come back and segue about Jay's autocorrect?
Well, guys, I had hired Jay's Autocorrect to go ahead and take care of my work group thread for me, and unfortunately, I have been terminated. They thought that I had died and become a Victorian era ghost.
Mine worked great until I did the read out the texting dictation feature.
Blah 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 cunnilingus.
That, and it's like transatlantic just made it kind of hard to hear. So, you know.
And it's wild because I hear that Jay hasn't had any issues with his at all.
Yeah, mine's been great. Everything is awesome for me.
Yeah, I started using it and they reinstated prohibition.
I started using it and the measles outbreak started in Texas.
Wow.
I started using it and war plans were exposed.
Oh! I was using it and found a box of runts.
Oh my god!
You guys want to hear about this? You want to hear about how I got this
I do,
box
and I also
of
have
runts?
no, go ahead. I do.
Okay, so this box of Runalingus. So we did that episode on the candy, and I decided to go out and get some bananas, some Runts candy, so Anthony can reenact Banana Vampire. So I was just out doing some shopping, and I was like, you know what, I'll go to the grocery store or whatever. They probably have it in the box candy section where all the movie stuff is. So I go to the first grocery store. It's called Reese's. It's like a regional store here in Tulsa. They didn't have it. And I was like, okay, well, they're just out, whatever. Because they had everything else. They had Mike and Ike's, they had Dots, they had all the standards, Swedish Fish, they had all of it. So I was like, whatever, there's a Walmart right down the road. I'll just go down there. So I go into this Walmart, same thing. Candy aisle, it's not there. It's not up front with the registers. There's just no Runts anywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I go to a store further down the road called Winco, and it's like one of our favorite grocery stores here in Tulsa. It's super affordable, but they have this bulk section that has over 850 items in it, just those big tall canisters full of just all kinds of stuff. And I knew they had a bunch of candy, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Winco. If they don't have the Runts, then I'll check the bulk section. Maybe they have a big tube of them, so something's going on. So I go there, no Runts. So I go over, there's no Runts in the tubes, but I need to bring them in here. Sorry, hold on. And then I walk up. So then I walk up to the tubes and I see this sign that says Bananarama, and it's an entire tube of Runts bananas sold by the pound. So I was like, cool. So I found them here. Whatever, good. And then so I get to the car, and it's nagging at me. I'm like, what the fuck? Where are the runts at? I couldn't find them at any of these stores. They're nowhere. So I go online, and I look it up, and apparently runts were discontinued in 2023. Oh, and then even further, while the crunchy runts are still available, the chewy version, chewy runts, were discontinued in 2014.
I forgot about chewy runts.
Yeah.
You did. We had a whole conversation about it on that episode.
I know, but I just forgot that I'd forgot already about chewy runts.
Chewy
No,
runts
I thought we were talking about
superior
chewy
run.
sprees.
No, we did talk about those too, but we talked about chewy runts because there's the superior runt.
And then I looked on here and I found a article that gave me some more information about it, and they said that the once beloved candy aisle option was being discontinued. And I looked down here and there was a whole list of things that were going to be discontinued, and it was including things like jujubes, runts were on there, spree was on there, Fun Dip is on there, Red Hots, Lemon Heads, Gobstoppers, bottle caps, pixie sticks, like all this stuff that I remembered that we grew up with was being discontinued. But I think runts came back actually, and I found them at Five Below. So I went over to Five Below because there was one right next to where I was going to pick up our dog from the groomer anyway, and I found a box of runts.
Wow.
And I picked up 2 just because I was like, oh my god, they have them. I gotta have 2 because I'm an American consumer. So I picked up 2 boxes, and luckily I did because Anthony's already eaten one of them. But it's a good thing I found these because the banana in runts is actually bigger than the banana in Bananarama. So what's going on here? What's going on, Big Banana?
Big Candy.
And that's what I say to my prostitute when I pick him up.
I was going to say, you can just call me Anthony.
But yes, so Anthony got to reenact Banana Vampire, and all is well in the universe.
Oh.
While Joe was outside doing something with the dogs while I was working from home, and I just was at the window with them in,
It was so scary, you guys. I couldn't believe it.
I know.
I was like, oh, now there's a reason he has to stay inside during the day. He's a vampire.
I want to eat your banana.
Well, thanks for bringing those home, Joe, because I enjoyed the shit out of it. I was eating them. I was like, God damn, I forgot how good these were.
They're good. And the banana flavor of the banana runs is still great.
Honestly, the green apple, I think, was my favorite.
And
yeah,
honestly,
really?
Beardos, I shouldn't have to say this because it should be a well-known life hack at this point for everyone anyway. But if you're going to the movies and you like candy, do not waste your money at their concession stand. You can get this for way cheaper than you can get any candy behind their counter. Go to the store and buy your candy beforehand.
Wear cargo anything.
This is the best reason to still have cargo shorts. Smuggle in food.
I just put it up on my butt.
Smuggle.
Anyways, Jade, do we have any Beardos submitted sundries?
Oh, we do. Joe, you're going to have to get that spooky movie or music ready again.
Oh no. Has Big Beard sent more fan mail?
We've heard back from Big Beard.
Uh-oh.
Fry, it's me, Big Face.
All right, they said...
Dynasty.
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 Linda Evans, they're walking John beside.
They're coming down big long stairs.
I don't know, Falcon Crest?
Anyways, on to Big Beard.
On to Spooky Big Beard. We listened to every word of your latest episode. The jokes, the laughter, the reading of our letter aloud for your audience. Seasoning our carefully chosen words with your puns and giggles. All wrapped up in an episode about snack foods. Cute. You've painted us as the shadowy antagonist, sipping brandy and slicing steak while you snack on chips and crack jokes. But understand this, Beardos. We are not cartoon villains twirling mustaches. We are not crumbs to brush off the table. Jay, You read our words like they were part of your script, but we do not write for podcasts. We write history with razors and precision. Anthony, your vision of us, it's charming. Firelight, cigars, brandy, all accurate. But you miss the weight of centuries in smoke. Joe, you said we must have steak for breakfast. Of course we do. Because we carve things for a living. Carefully. Cleanly. Permanently. Your beards are snack food. Fluffy, temporary, gone in a moment. Ours are feasts. Heavy, lasting, legendary. You may think you found your season's villain, but villains are small men playing big roles. We're not playing. We are the force that shapes faces, trends, and entire industries. Laugh while you can, but know this. Even snacks get devoured. Even villains have origins, and sometimes they listen. Stay smooth, Big Beard.
Ooh.
Sure, Jan.
Whoa. Well,
you to know,
I'll just
Big
say
Beard.
that crumbs are only left behind on a table when someone ate. So there's no crumbs because you didn't eat. You didn't even 7.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Oh my god. 6 + 2.
Ooh, 3 cubed.
Loser,
Minus
loser, double
one.
loser, as if, whatever. Get the
Ooh, what's the
picture
square root
down.
of 64?
Oh, I just want you to know, you may have centuries of whatever bullshit cigar smoke you were talking about. I went to the Stonewall Tavern most nights for several years, and I have so much fucking smoke buildup in my fucking body at this point. I'm surprised I'm not cancer.
Oh, hey, I just got a message from them that they sent it to the wrong person.
Oops, sorry.
Oh,
Send
and
this to a real podcast.
They meant to send these war plans.
Oh, and disclaimer, it's the Stonewall Tavern that used to be in Stillwater, Oklahoma, not the one in New York City.
What do you
I was
think
going
we're-
for clout.
think we're travelers?
Shh, they won't be impressed by me. I won't get in the club.
It's the equate version of the real Stonewall.
Technically.
Equate.
I have 2 beards. If you look carefully, you can see they break right here.
Oh, look at that. It's a trick.
Yeah, well, you know.
Not like a hookup, but like
Well,
magic.
it can be 2
Oh,
things.
thank you, Jay. I
Thank
wasn't
you
quite
for the
sure what you meant.
clarification. God, I was so lost.
Oh, well.
Well, also, Big Beard, thanks for writing us something at all.
That's true. Actually, keep messaging
Everyone
us.
else.
I'm enjoying it. I'm having a great time.
Y'all think this
I'm involved in
podcast just
something.
falls out of the fucking sky? We need content.
You think Christmas just falls out of my holly jolly butt?
I can't wait until suddenly now we just start getting like a bunch of thread emails from all these people faking with AI.
Big Ginger.
And I want, next time we don't have a voicemail, I want Jay to use that same voice he did in that commercial when he pinched his nose and talked about Obama.
Oh my god.
I love that voice. I love that voice
It
so
was
much.
the it's not that I disagree with
what's his name? Fuck, what is his name? It's
I don't know.
Ben Shapiro.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not I disagree with Ben Shapiro. Obama's policies. It's the family.
I didn't remember the.
I don't remember what you said. I remember the voice. That's what I
I
remember.
vividly remember making that commercial because it was
I
just
loved
fun
it
to be
so much.
Ben Shapiro.
God. Anyways, thanks, Big Beard.
Yeah, thanks, Big Beard, for taunting us.
Please continue to try to taunt us. Maybe you'll make me cry on air.
Yeah, well, you know what? We are big, very tiny podcasts.
I'm big. And I got a beard.
And a tiny podcast.
You have a tiny podcast.
But moving on to a segment that we haven't done for a couple of episodes, I have something for us to check out today.
Yay!
Yay!
Wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
So we are hooked on a new TV show in the Criswell household, and it is called The Pit. And so this is a new medical drama show. And I know what you're thinking. Aren't there a million of those? Yes, of course there are. The likes of like LA Fire and Tacoma FD and Grey's Anatomy that's still going on. And, so this kind of just felt like another drop in the bucket. But I heard about it from a friend who got really hooked on it. And I decided to check it out one night after Anthony had gone to bed. I just put on the pilot, and it was kind of what I expected. Like, kind of everyone's talking really fast, everyone's talking over each other. It's very fast-paced drama. You have to get a lot of establishment in there because it is a pilot episode, so there's a lot to do. But then I watched the second one and I liked it a lot, and I got through the third one and I was like, all right, I'm in it to win it. So I was like, Anthony, let's check this out. And he kind of felt the same way, got into it after an episode or two. And the way it works is this is a show that chronicles the emergency department at the fictional Pittsburgh Regional Trauma Center. It's like Pittsburgh Medical Trauma Center or something like that.
I just know it's in
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, and so I just was like, wow, this is going to be frequented by a bunch of real stinking ginzos.
And there are a lot of references there. I mean, like, they talk about neighborhoods like Shadyside, and they talk about like Moon Beaver Township, and they get sandwiches from Permane Brothers.
Permane Brothers, yes. I was like, oh, bitch, those are good sandwiches. You fucking bitches. I want one of those.
The way each episode kind of unfolds is it chronicles 1 hour of a 12-hour shift that all these employees are going through. So doctors, nurses, all the surgeons, and all that stuff. So each episode has a lot going on because it's kind of almost in real time, and you just kind of see things going on, and there's not really a lot of costume changes throughout the whole series because it's the same day. So every episode there's like all this stuff.
There is one character who has a costume change at least once an episode.
Right. But so it's a really cool part about it that I enjoy is that this show actually is on Max. So they're able to show, some more gory details. They can show a lot more cursing because that's how people actually talk in the ER. They don't say crap and oh darn. So that's really refreshing to see. And also Noah Wiley, who starred in ER, Mom, you might remember him from back in the day. He is a lot older and a lot more silver now, and he is fine.
Yeah, he's doing it for himself.
Yeah, so it's a really good watch. The episodes are really full of a lot of drama, and we actually just watched episode 9 of season 1 last night, and it made Anthony cry a little bit.
I didn't cry. I did think I was going to cry. I got a little misty.
It was like that scene in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs where the cop, he like starts to cry and he's like, "Whoa, get back in there, little kid." Sneaks it back
in. And I went to bed immediately because I was like, "Oh, okay, that's enough of that."
I can't cry in my sleep.
The end of that episode was brutal, but this show is like actually really good and very compelling television, very good storytelling, very realistic. There's a lot of new medical technology that's come out the past few years. They don't shy away from topics like COVID, and there's trans issues in the show, and there's homelessness talked about. They lean heavily on like all the staffing and all the money shortages that are going on right now. So it's a really topical kind of modern show, and you really do believe that it's taking place today.
Huh.
This show tackles everything: medical funding, trans issues, racism. Samantha Sloyan.
She plays a distraught mother, and my God, she is such a good performer.
She's just peak actress. I wish she was in more stuff.
But yeah, you should really check it out if you have Max, and if not, check out Max. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff on there if you need a new streaming service.
Yeah. Because there's also White Lotus and my other top favorite, Righteous Gemstones.
The Righteous Gemstones is super good too. There's also The Morning Show. The Morning Show's on there.
I thought that was Apple TV.
That is Apple TV Plus.
Oh, you're right. That is Apple TV.
I'm like, wait, if you can't afford Max, there's always a $12 a month subscription to ExpressVPN.
Oh,
do with that what you will.
If you can't afford Max, there's also work with me, and maybe I'll let you steal my account if you give me something. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. That'll sound terrible.
Yeah, don't do that.
I was like, Jay, what are
Maybe
you
don't.
inviting into your life right now?
Give me
Yeah,
something in
that was a
return,
lot.
boys.
I was like, you're feeling a little generous and bitchy, and I don't understand that dynamic right now.
I
It's
can't
8:10 and
figure
he's
out
getting
a lot
he's
about me.
he's fading. The light's fading fast.
It's 8:10, and I woke up at 4. Well, tiny bit before 4 this morning. So.
Oh yeah, I had to get down to Jimmy's Egg before they opened the doors.
It wasn't Jimmy's Egg. It was Neighborhood Jam.
They gotta build your own omelet bar.
I told you to turn left, Larry.
What killed me about it was I was like, I guess I'll go to breakfast since I'm up so early, and then I like had to piss around for a while until they opened. I was up so early.
Man, hold on a second. What?
I couldn't fall asleep, so I just finally got out of bed and was just like, I guess I'll just like hang out for a bit, and then finally I'm like, well, they open at 6:30, so I'll just.
I better go walk around the mall a couple laps.
Yeah, I'm gonna go cry in my car for a bit or something.
Yeah, I woke up at 5:30 this morning, which is 30 full minutes before my alarm goes off. It was very upsetting.
We were at breakfast when my
Oh,
alarm
yeah,
finally went off.
When your alarm went off, you were already at breakfast.
I'd finished eating.
But thanks, Joe. That show is really good, by the way, Beardos. I do not usually like TV dramas like that. Like, normally it takes a lot to sell me on it. I really enjoy that one so far. It's really good.
It's done really well.
Yeah.
And the head nurse currently is my favorite character. Her name is Dana, and she's just like, it's nothing I've never seen before. There's this one scene, I've got to say, spoiler alert. There's a scene where these people steal an ambulance out of the ambulance bay, and it like clocks one of the paramedics on the shoulder as it passes by her.
It hits the gurney that like she's pushing, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. And
Yeah.
then so Dana looks over with a cigarette in her hand, and she's just laughing, and she's like, first time. I'm just like, what the fuck? Call the
She walks in and
police.
she's like, ambulance got stolen again. And
I'm just
like,
what? Again? Dana!
But I think it's time for the villain of the week.
Yay!
Yay!
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
And this week's villain of the week is Pete Hegseth. That's right, for leaking confidential information through a messaging app. What the fuck is this messaging app he's using anyways?
Sniffies.
I'll be honest, I haven't read a lot about this yet. Can you kind of summarize it?
So essentially, Pete Hegseth he created a group to talk about some specific military objectives that we were working on, some military targets through, how do you pronounce it? Houthis?
I actually have no clue. I read that and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to figure out how
I don't know how to
pronounce
pronounce
that.
the name, so Beardos, call in and correct me. I don't know. But anyways,
Right
they're
to us,
working on this
bitch.
military operation, and they're trying to build like another committee. And I very loosely know what this is because of the three of us. I think I might be the most disconnected from news and social media because I just don't get on them anymore. But anyways, so he accidentally included, what was it, the editor-in-chief of the Atlantic?
I was like, it was a reporter of some sort.
Oh my god, what an idiot.
Yeah. And so like they were discussing like what they were going to do. They were talking about like something with the Suez Canal, and also talking about like Europe being pathetic because we have to bail them out or something like that. It was
literally like, yeah, I'm so tired of bailing out Europe. They're pathetic. And of course,
In
pathetic's
all
in like
caps.
all caps.
Yeah.
It's like the beginning of that movie, The Hunt, where they're like talking about going to the farm and doing the hunt for the year, and they're like,
Yeah.
OMG, they're so poor and stupid, or whatever they're saying, and they're like, oh, getting off this thread, LOL, bye. It's like,
It is
very
exactly
that.
like that. It's a little bit like that, but it is slightly more professional, so I will give them that.
I was shocked.
It doesn't
at
sound
how
like
professional it was compared to what I anticipated.
What I expected
Oh,
was my
okay.
expectations were so low that the fact that they talked about like anything in a manner that got anything accomplished, and it wasn't just a bunch of dick swinging comments, I was surprised.
There was actually work being done in a sense.
Yeah.
Like,
I was a little bit shocked.
I was just like,
I
holy
assumed
shit,
that it was
maybe
just going to be a bunch of people like, because there was a moment where they
Let's
were
kill
having kind of
everyone.
a debate about when to do this like operation, and JD Vance suggested delaying it by a month for like optics, and it
JD
was
Vance
very much
went
like
against Trump. He said,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was-
think this is the best idea.
he said, I don't think the president has thought through how this will affect this. And I was like, oh shit, okay. Well, I mean, bitch, you're probably right. He doesn't think anything through.
That's it. I was like, is this the first time you said that? Because I feel like this is a common issue.
This is probably a common issue. And it was funny because they were like, we agree you should bring this up with him. And I was like, this is probably a common thing. And JD's probably like, President Daddy, I have some concerns about this operation.
Hey, Daddy, can I have $1? Money, please.
So
You didn't say
anyway.
please.
You're supposed to say please in the White House. So anyways, that's our villain of the week is Pete Hegseth. And you know what? Everybody else in that group chat except for that editor.
Boo.
Boo. And other villain of the week is Jay for getting put on his own tag club just now.
I just moved something on my desk and I was like,
We
oh!
didn't think we noticed, but we did.
I might not have if you hadn't made the clicking noise with it.
I was like, oh, fuck, there's my name
I
tag.
was watching you do it because you were just like,
With all the subtlety of someone saying, don't look behind you now, but...
if you had moved it like quickly as if it was just a normal thing, I probably would not have noticed. But it was the way that you went slow that I was like, the fuck is going on over there?
I know. That's why I did it. I was like, they're going to see me regardless. So I'm just going to be stupid about this. Side
Anyways.
note, because we're talking about the GOP, I'm also kind of laughing at how one of the Democrats keeps calling Greg Abbott Hot Wheels.
I've heard about this too. I've seen some memes about it now.
And the Republican Party is so upset. And I was like, oh my God, you guys got to learn how to take what you dish because you guys are always trash talking people.
Like,
and making...
that's too mean. We hate people who are brown. I
We
can't
hate
believe my
anyone
freedom's
who-
being taken away from me by me saying that I want to deport every brown person.
Oh my God. We hate
Yeah.
everyone that's not a white rich guy.
But don't be mean to us.
But don't be mean to me. You've got something to do.
Anyways, so that's our villain of the week. As usual, it is something involving the GOP. What fucking
Surprise!
But I do have something for you instead of game time this week, Beardos.
Oh,
because I could not think of a game for this episode.
Okay.
And instead of a game this week, I'm going to tell you guys a very short story about a time that I sent a message that I shouldn't have.
Oh no. Yes, please do.
Should I cue up the spooky music again?
I think I maybe get some saxophone going. Some Kenny G is probably appropriate for this.
Ooh.
And then like a
Some saxophone.
So, as most of you know, Joe and I have an open relationship. So there are times that I sext people who are not Joe.
What?
And so you know, it's table stakes. So you know, it is what it is. And I was sexting this boy, and we were having a really grand time. And I had gone to sleep the night before, but he had sent me some things. And so I got up the next day. This was like an early Sunday morning. I was still ambling my way through the morning, and I was just trying to get my day started. I was tired as hell. And I see the messages, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to send him back this video of me that proves how versatile I am.
It's me making a frittata. Wow. Flip-flop action.
I won't go
Oh.
into the gory details of what all it was, but just know there was a lot happening and in graphic imagery.
I know this story. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. And so I sent this message to him that said, here, and I apologize in advance if you know me personally. I said, here, have a cum shot.
But who'd you send it to?
I send this video to him, and I sit there and I turn on the TV, and then I look back at my phone and I think, wait a minute. And I look back down. I sent this video and that message to a group of former coworkers that I still stayed in contact with. And I want you to know that as sexually positive as I am, I thought at that moment I was going to die, that I was going to be so fucking anxious about it. And I started saying the word nope over and over and over and over and over and over and over to move it up in the thread. And then like a text that said like, do not watch that. I am so sorry. That is not meant for you. Like this was for somebody else. Well, I didn't say it was for somebody else. It was an accident. Because I don't know. I wasn't really like super open about where I was at with my life with my coworkers because it's just coworkers, you know. I mean, it's not my place to talk to them about that.
You send other stuff instead.
God. Apparently fucking so. Anyways, so a bunch of them messaged back and were like, hey, we promise we won't watch it. I'm sorry that happened to you, blah, blah, blah.
You know what would have been...
I wake up at 3 a.m. and I think about this.
I really wish someone would have been like, oh, yeah, I know those metrics really can't get you, huh?
So here was the thing, is I didn't
Your
work...
compy eye looks pretty good this month.
The other thing that happened that I did not expect was that one of them messaged me and was like, hey, I did not watch that video, obviously, but I do want you to know that I think it is super cool that you and Joe, after all this time, still have this kind of relationship where you send these things to each other. And I was like, it wasn't even going to be sent to him. Fuck!
He was like, they were like, I didn't watch that video, but it was really hot. I just wanted to let you know.
Well, there was one person in that group chat that I thought, maybe, hopefully they watch that. And maybe
I didn't
they
watch
say, well.
I didn't watch that video, but I got off to it.
I didn't watch that video, but it's up for best horror film at the Saturn Awards.
So yeah, that is probably the worst thing that has ever happened to me as a texting / messaging incident, and it was a super important life lesson, and it didn't even happen to me that long ago.
Slut.
I know. Shame.
That is hilarious. And
Jay, I'm surprised I haven't told you that story yet. I thought you would have known that. I thought I would have told you
I
that.
feel like you have, but it's just I didn't remember it enough to not be shocked by it. It's fun.
I
tell it again later.
It's a lot because.
Can you just take a picture?
Oh. I can send you the video.
Can you take a picture and then send it to the wrong person?
I'm gonna send you the video.
Yes, he
but
sure
it'll
can.
accidentally go
Obviously,
to somebody else.
I don't know if you
Oops,
guys...
wrong person. I was sending this to my friend as a joke.
I won't tell it. But there's a scene in Succession, the show, that it's kind of it's like White Lotus in a sense. There's like this deep down drama, but it's not just big and in your face. But an accidental text happens, and it's just probably the most memorable scene in every season for me.
It was so wild. But you know what? It actually did help me in its own way, because I was like, you know what? Like,
fuck it.
Have like...
Here, everyone. Here's my jizz video. Send.
There was jizz. But anyways, that's my fun story for you, Beardos. I strung you along this whole episode about it.
I'm so proud of you. Yay!
Wow.
Send more jizz.
Wow. Woo! What a great shot. You shot your shot.
30 minutes from now, let's meet for cunnilingus.
I do think I hear
in 30 minutes, Jay's already going to forget about this. So
oh, fuck, I'm going to be asleep.
I definitely hear the music coming back on, and it's Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen.
Oh!
But call me for sure at our hotline at 405-999-2242 and leave a message, or you can send us a voice message to our email at beardsandsundries@gmail.com.
And Beardos, our BFF Jill just texted for the 50th time today. so we've got to go. If you'd like to help us out, go and subscribe to our podcast so you can get reminders every Sunday when we release a new episode. We also post frequent updates on all of our social media sites for any sundries that we add to the market.
And don't forget to rate us 5 stars and leave a review. Those reviews are what get us found by more listeners like you. And if each one of you could tell a friend about the podcast, that would be great. And we'd love you forever. Forever.
Forever and ever, amen. Anyways, get on our socials, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, YouTube, and all those others. And also email us at beardsandsundries@gmail.com. We'd love to read it out on the next episode. And check out our website, beardsandsundries.com, where you can also buy merch and keep up with anything special that we're doing when I update it once every 2 years.
It's been updated one time because we haven't even been.
I'm pretty sure our therapy pod still says still coming after a year.
Oh, God. Anyways.
So, from the three of us, typographical errors here at the Beards and Sundries Market, make sure to...
Cunnilingus. I mean, love yourself.
Hey, if you're flexible enough, go right ahead.
We already love you. And we loved ourselves in a video that we accidentally sent. Bye, Beardo!
Undo send! Undo send! Ah!
They didn't have it as a feature at the time!
Billy, have you ever seen a grown man do cunnilingus?